If you have any questions throughout the show, tweet #SmallButDeadly.
This is CNN.
Good evening, I am Katie Pocian from CNN News, and today we will be taking a closer look at e-waste. Every day, 130,000 computers from the U.S. are illegally shipped overseas to Hong Kong, where the materials in them can be extracted for 10 times less. Here with me today is Logan Schreiber, an e-waste expert. She's been studying the impacts of e-waste on the environment for years now. Here she is. Hi, Logan.
Hello, Katie. Thank you for the introduction.
Now, Logan, can you tell us what's in e-waste that makes it so destructive?
E-waste contains a great amount of lead, mercury, cadmium, and brominated flame retardants. These toxins are some of the most toxic chemicals in the world. Exposure to these can cause anything from brain damage to cancer to kidney failure to deformations at birth or even miscarriages.
Well, isn't that a thought? To think that such small items could have such a big impact on ours and others' health.
Yes, Katie, it is. As you probably guessed, America is the biggest producer in the world of e-waste. We produce about 40 million tons of e-waste yearly. Less than 13% of the 40 million tons are recycled properly.
Now that leaves 34.8 million tons of e-waste unrecycled. So where does the rest go?
Well, about 20% of that stays here in the U.S., while the other 80% is shipped to China and other third world countries for extracting materials. The reason why e-waste is greatly valued in China is because electronics contain a fairly large amount of gold. 1 ton of electric scrap from PCs contain more gold than 17 tons of gold ore.
Well, isn't that fascinating? We're lucky enough to have a video clip of one of our reporters on scene in China. Here it is.
We got in. This is really the dirty little secret of the electronic age. Here's a CRT stand. Oh yeah. So they've been dismantling the CRTs as well. A little bit of everything in here, and this is the place where they're clearly doing the burning. Greenpeace has been filming around Guayu and caught the recycling work. Women were heating circuit boards over a coal fire, pulling out chips and pouring off the lead solder. Men were using what is literally a medieval acid recipe to extract gold. Pollution has ruined the town. Drinking water is trucked in. Scientists have studied the area and discovered that Guayu has the highest levels of cancer-causing dioxins in the world. They found that pregnancies are 6 times more likely to end in miscarriage, and that 7 out of 10 kids have too much lead in their blood.
Open, uncontrolled burning of plastics, chlorinated and brominated plastics, is known worldwide to cause the emission of polychlorinated and polybrominated dioxins. These are among the most toxic compounds known on Earth. We have a situation where we have 21st century toxics being managed in a 17th century environment.
The recyclers are peasant farmers who couldn't make a living on the land. Destitute, they have come by the thousands to get $8 a day. Greenpeace introduced us to some of them. They were afraid and didn't want to be seen, but these are the hands that are breaking down America's computers.
And that's it. Thank you for joining us here on CNN News.
Okay, so we got a question from Paris Lower 418, and it says, how do you make decisions that affect the global issue of e-waste?
It's a good one. Well, by throwing away electronics, whenever I get the next big thing, I'm contributing to e-waste.
I would say that I contribute to e-waste by constantly buying something new when I get bored with all my old stuff, instead of recycling it and throwing it in the trash.
Okay, we got a new one from Lauren118, and her question is, how does this issue impact the world? I think that it has given people more jobs, but they're really dangerous jobs because some of the most deadliest chemicals are found in the earth.
I would say that it affects others by making their living environment unsafe and poisoning their source of food and water. And working to break down the e-waste has injured the workers and increased the risk of certain dangers. Well, that's all we have time for today.
Bye!
Help support e-waste by recycling your electronics on November 15th.